Hey, you've got some weird sounds going on in the back here. We are going to infiltrate something? Is that right? Just take Hawk and Panther. I don't care. So we're flying the dragon again. It's quite necessary for this mission. This mission you gotta be careful not to let any hostile guys get away or they totally give you away.
Enemy sighted, Colonel. Break formation and open fire. These guys are history.
Yeah, like I said, once again, it's kind of disappointing because we're in this space superiority fighter and we're not getting any really challenging battles yet. So it makes it difficult to get excited about it. Oh yeah, you'll notice how you can totally see that ship cloaked. That's another advantage of being in the Dragon, is you can see other cloaked ships as if they're not fully cloaked. See, that auto aim just makes it too easy. I almost wonder, like, can you even turn that off? Apparently not, it's just something built into the ship, I guess. I just need something to make this game more challenging. Sometimes I struggle with that a bit. Like, I've been playing Borderlands 2 lately, and my problem with that game, kind of like the first one, is I'm just finding it way too damn easy. If a game's too easy, then you don't invest so much in developing your own strategies, and it just kind of makes the game more boring.
They're making a run for the jump point, Colonel. No telling who they'll alert on the other side.
Alright, so this part's pretty important. We gotta get these guys. They're gonna waste a bunch of missiles here. Alright, get this other guy. We're not catching up to him, are we? What if he gets away? That would be very bad. Go, missile, go! Think it'll hit him? Ah, we damaged him. So let me guess, the one time that I damage a ship's engines, it's not gonna slow down. There we go. Oh no! He jumped.
Mayday, Colonel, the Intrepid's come under
Ah,
attack.
crap. I failed the mission just because of that. Can you believe that?
We've been hit hard. We're going down.
We're going down. She seems pretty casual about it. So where am I going? Ah, what a shame. Take out some Hellcats while I'm at it. Sosa's like, we've been hit hard and we're going down. Alright, I'm gonna load my saved game just because I'm gonna change my loadout here to give myself more missiles. Ship configuration. I guess I'll just keep him as heat seekers. I was pretty close to killing that guy, he just got away at the last second. How annoying. I don't know, it would be interesting if the game was more dynamic, like if I could just jump and keep trying to chase that guy down. Let's increase our ship engine power too.
Enemy sighted, Colonel.
See, there's absolutely no tension in this moment.
Break formation and open fire. These guys are history.
And I've got 2 wingmen. So I'm in a superior ship with 2 wingmen. I only need 1. I've got unlimited afterburners. Oh boy. Alright, this guy's bugging me. There's three of us and we can't...
Look at him burn!
I mean, to be fair, this is where the game gets seriously interesting story-wise, but these missions, just the actual flying that I'm doing here is not great at all. Alright, so let's get ready to hunt these guys down.
I'm making a run for the jump point, Colonel. No telling who they'll alert on the other side. Break formation and open fire. These guys are history.
A little closer. And that's it.
Make the jump, Colonel. You're on your own from here on out. Good luck.
Hold on, hold it, sir, before you jump. I'm downloading coordinates to you for a starbase we've located orbiting the second...
We found a starbase in the Axia system. So if I'm not mistaken, there are only some ships with jump capability. I think some of the smaller fighters, like, they don't necessarily put a jump drive in them. Jump. Tells you. Says jump. Alright, so here, you know, we're just kind of acting like we're one of them. So I'm pretty sure if you take on any of these guys, you fail the mission. Just disappointing. We do get to do some fighting on the way back from this entire mission, and you'll see it, so... This part's always interesting because you have a choice between one of two algorithms and like look at those two, how am I supposed to know? I just always chose the first one and that seems to be acceptable. Let's take a look at the space, shall we? Some kind of ominous music it's playing there too. Yeah, thing's pretty big. Kinda reminds me of the rock fighters from Wing Commander 3. The shape of them. I like this ominous music too. I like the scale of Wing Commander. Things are pretty big without being too big. You know, it's nothing ridiculous like you see in Star Wars or even Star Trek, but like, you do sense as far as technologically that this is the kind of stuff they're capable of building, is something like this. It's like a double-decker starbase here. Killer speed. And we've got a really long cutscene here, and I'm debating whether I should just let you watch it or talk about it. However, I think most people watching this have probably beaten the game, so I may do more talking than not. I'm gonna point out right away this guy with the glasses. Because if you know anything about the Gen Select device, it seems like it would have killed this guy for having poor eyesight. But maybe they spared him and just put him on this crappy inventory job. And I like how the flashbacks are all just kind of stacked there. They don't have like separate rows for each of them. They're all just kind of piled on top of each other. I love this cliche moment here. Guy's like, I heard a disturbance. That's probably nothing. Maybe it was something. But he's not gonna go check it out. He's like, it's probably nothing. Oh, so the Gen Select device doesn't kill lazy people or undercautious people. Alright, so Blair beat up the nerdy guy, put on this uniform, not having any idea what he's wearing. I like that insignia though, on his arm, it's really cool. See, there's just a bunch of flashbacks kind of piled up there. I don't know, it seems like a very sophisticated weapon, like it would seem to have a need to have a like special container or something. There's the bio weapon. Yeah, just pick that thing up, Blair, I'm sure no harm could come of that. And then this part's really cool. I'm hearing that feedback noise a lot. I've kind of concluded I think it's part of the game, like a technical issue with the game from running it on DOSBox. So there's the Vesuvius, the super carrier that we saw earlier in the game, and it's huge. It's totally huge. It's like, oh. This scene is great. I mean, there's a few things really implausible about it, but for the most part it's pretty well done. walking along. I wonder if they train you in the military how to just knock somebody out, because, I mean, in real life you could possibly just kill a person for knocking him out. Or what if you knock them out and they're only asleep for like 30 seconds, so they wake up 30 seconds later and sound the alarm? Murdered at the hands of savages. Very futuristic. Those guys look like they're from the movie Equilibrium, with those helmets and their guns. He's just gonna stroll right in there. No one notices it's him. But they're not gonna assume anyone has the audacity just to totally infiltrate what's going on here. So their guard's obviously down. So there's Seether up there talking. Who's our esteemed leader? Say what? Admiral Tolan.
I am here, my fellow soldiers, to commend you on your valiant efforts. You, the Black Lance, will be humanity's
The Black
first
Lance.
line of defense. Various enemies
So,
of
this is the
Confed
mysterious renegade faction of Confed. They now have a name. They're called the Black Lance.
Soon now, I will be able to reveal your existence to all the Confederation.
I hope that noise isn't too bad. I'm hearing it in my speakers, but I don't know how bad it is in the recording.
I also
Blair
wish
should
to
do better at playing
restore
along
the
and just like
atmosphere
raise
of
his fist in the air.
A fine example of what the genetic enhancement program promises for the future.
So Seether, as we now learned, is a product of the genetic enhancement program.
The strong
But what I've
shall
not always
survive.
been sure about is whether all the Black Lance are members of the genetic enhancement program, or whether maybe their elite members are products of that program. It's hard to say.
You know, not so.
Because if you're not a member of the GE program and just brought into this thing, I wonder what other kinds of like extreme socialization these soldiers went through to become like loyal members of the Black Lance.
Verdict of our superiority. It was a temporary purchase.
Oh, that rubs Blair the wrong way. Admiral Tolan basically just said that the victory over Kilra was not
Far worse
really a true demonstration of human superiority.
to remain strong and to remain vigilant. Even if that means discarding certain for separating the weak.
You can't help just compare this to Nazi Germany. I mean, I've heard a lot of other Wing Commander fans just basically equate the Black Lance to space Nazis, and I can see where they're coming from.
We have tested it, and we shall use
Because they're using a biological weapon that kills people that don't meet up to the virus's genetic predeterminations,
as you all know,
and only the strong people survive, and I guess they're gonna
are an enemy
make them
of Earth.
make babies? I don't know.
They threaten our unity, our strength, our humanity. We all have a duty.
So as we can see at this point, Tolan, he's drunk on power, but he's also kind of deranged by a lifetime of war. He doesn't know anything else. And that's why I like the premise of this game and why I think it's a very justified sequel, because there are people like this that without war they don't know what else to do with themselves. And he especially found himself something to do after the war, and that's everything we're seeing here. He's got a pinky ring on. Oh. This part's funny. He sees Blair, and instead of shouting, "Everybody grab that guy!" he just like gives a motion to his guards, and while the rest of these guys are chanting. That's how stupid Seether is right there. See, now they're like, "Oh, what's going on?" But he could have just been like, "Hey, grab that guy in the back." Pretty nice action sequence here. I'm assuming by now Seether's issued some vocal commands into these guys' ears so they know exactly what they're doing, because all we saw was just him pointing at Blair and making those guards go after him.
Didn't I rescue you in 2-7?
Rescued only to become a prisoner. And now they're forcing me to create... I know who you are.
So it's the chick we rescued who was, had all the knowledge of bioconvergence. I wonder if it was intentional to make her hair look like Ava Braun. Plus I recognize this actress. I think she was in an episode of Seinfeld. And she looks like the wife on Breaking Bad, but that could be someone else. Maybe it is. Their voices sound very different. Maybe I'll look it up later. You know how it is with IMDb. You just think you know someone from somewhere and you gotta look it up. Yeah, these scenes are pretty well done for two main reasons. One is that most FMV games like this have really awful live action scenes in them, but for an FMV game, these scenes are actually very respectable. That, and also they had a budget of 10 million, which is a pretty small budget like for a production like this, and yet they pulled it off really well. I think mostly just because the story for the most part is pretty well grounded and you can kind of work around it. And so she gave us a data file or something. Oh. Would have been interesting if we had rescued her, but what I wish Blair would have done right here is just as he's taking off, just fire a missile into the hangar bay there. We'll just shoot his tachyon guns, blow some things up. Alright, so here they're gonna totally chase after us. And here we got some real fighting to do too. So I can cloak. I think if you don't at least autopilot out of this point though, where the base is, then the dragons will keep spawning. We have to remember these guys can see us while cloaked too. So I'm gonna autopilot just out of that part, because I'm pretty sure they're infinitely coming if you don't. But we are gonna fight these guys. What the? Guy just runs right into me. Yeah, jeez. That was ridiculous, wasn't it? I am a robot. Just have fun with missiles here. Missiles for all. I'm gonna do my power distribution here. That is not how I wanted to do it. So now that these guys are, we see products of the genetic enhancement program or whatever, and the rest of the universe is just scum. That's what I was complaining about before. Like, before we even knew who the Black Lance were, we would be like, oh jeez, I'm about to die again already. What hit me just now anyway? Okay, maybe these battles are harder than I thought. They got pretty strong shields, that's for sure. Yeah, but before we knew who the Black Lance were, like, they were basically tipping their hand by, like, calling us inferiors and stuff, and you're like, who are these mysterious pilots out in space in these awesome ships calling me an inferior. It just seems like they'd get in trouble for that. Let's... Damage repair. Oh, damage repair is destroyed, that's why. That could complicate things. We may actually not make it out of this part. Alright, well, I'll try it anyway, so we're gonna jump out of here. I can't take many more hits, but I guess I wanted a challenge and I was taken for... Let's use our fishing cannon here. Transport. Did that blow up already? No, it couldn't blow up quite yet. Ah! See, this thing's like almost as strong as like a torpedo hit. Where'd it go anyway? I may not make it out of here. Ah, jeez. Die, inferior race. Alright. So I'll just take a break here since we had a long cutscene, and when I get back, I'm gonna actually focus on this battle, and we'll see if we can't do much better that time. Because that was just, I think I get overconfident in this ship too, and that's part of my problem as well. So I'll be back in just a moment.